Hello, Savage Gentlemen. How are you guys doing tonight? Wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things really quickly. You guys have seen that meme before where it says uh, who trains something along the lines of like who trains legs something like twice a week, psychopaths. Well, you're probably wondering why you're hitting your legs so hard during Savage and Six, and I want to explain this to you. And then I've grabbed a little study which is really interesting about training legs, which I want to share with you as well, which is it provides some insight. Anyway, the reason why I have you guys working legs and actually splitting up your legs and quads and hamstrings and doing them twice a week is because the amount of calories that you burn is directly proportionally related to the size of the muscle. Now, that's not to say if you just do one leg exercise, you're going to burn a ton of calories, but working your legs as opposed to your biceps, regardless of how many sets you do, actually burns more calories and shoots up your metabolic furnace. And the reason for that is it's a larger muscle group. And not only that, but research has demonstrated that by working our legs, we have the biggest natural increase to our natural testosterone levels. And also, that muscle, because it's a larger muscle group, it takes a little bit longer to heal. But not only that, the process of healing itself, because it's a larger muscle group and it's pooling resources from the rest of your body, is actually burning more calories continuously too. So we work our legs because working our legs actually increases your natural testosterone more than any other body part in your body. The second one would be probably your back, and also that's kind of your strength base, and I think that that's kind of like the most widely neglected tool of all. And everything from functionality comes from working your legs. Like we've all seen the memes and the guys, who, hey, you skipped leg day because they've got the huge upper body and the huge upper torso, but they have no legs, right? And it does look silly, but not only does it look silly sorry, bugs, from like a, from like a strictly hormonal level. If you're not working your legs, you're not getting the best efficiency out of your workouts. You're not burning the most calories. You're not increasing your natural testosterone as much as you potentially could be. So I found that what works best with guys, whether they're bulking, whether they're cutting, whatever it might be, is to split up leg workouts and hit them a couple of times a week. So that's why I have you guys doing leg workouts twice a week. You burn the most calories, increase your natural test the most, and it also uh, burns more calories because they're a larger muscle group and it takes more energy for them to recover. Therefore, you're using more energy that you're consuming. So, I wanted to break that down to you. I also caught an interesting study today because I've been on a study kick lately. And like I always say to you guys, you've always got to use a little bit of caution, even when I'm sitting here giving you a study. And the reason for that is because um, a lot of studies are are not always done properly, and they're called studies and they're called hypothesis because it's a hypothesis, right? It's not known for sure. This is the evidence that we presented. This is the result we got. And I think that a lot of studies sometimes have issues because correlation and causation aren't always related, which basically means that sometimes something will happen for a reason that is correlated. Like if I'm just pulling something out of my butt here, let's say that you're doing a test on a group of cyclists, right? And you're trying to figure out if if the guys who eat Greek yogurt have higher muscle mass than the guys who don't. So let's just say these guys who eat Greek yogurt, they have a higher muscle mass. But is it because of the higher muscle mass, or is it because maybe through correlation, if these guys are eating Greek yogurt, they're also eating other healthier sources? So this is kind of my little disclaimer. And the truth of the matter is you can find a lot of opposing studies everywhere, and science is not perfect. It's science because we're seeking knowledge and we're using biology and other factors to be able to do that. So always be a little bit wary. But I did see a pretty interesting article today, which I wanted to share, which kind of relates to what I was just talking to you guys about training your legs. And of course, what are you doing over there? And of course, I lost it, but I do have it here. I'm just going to try to pull it up really quickly, so bear with me. I hope you guys are having a good day. I did a back day and ab day today, and it was difficult. It was just one of those days where the gym was totally packed, and I couldn't get a machine, and there's kids everywhere, and I'm just scratching my head, and I'm like, my God, where did these people come from? And I'm trying to grab a machine, and I'm getting frustrated. But just to kind of touch on that really quickly, like, what do you do when your machines are plugged up? You adapt. You use another exercise. And if you ever have any issues with that, just in terms of knowing what exercise would make a good substitution, then then do what you can, and then just drop me a little message and say, "Hey Matt, I went to go and do my workout, and this machine wasn't available, so I did this. What do you think?" I more so than just programming you guys to follow workouts, I want to kind of program you guys to think a little bit on the analytical side in terms of understanding which exercises are firing which muscle groups and be able to adapt accordingly, right? So I wanted to leave that with you guys. And of course, I lost that study, so I'm gonna dig it up while I go on. But I guess what I'm trying to say is don't hesitate to um, don't hesitate to make substitutions if you have to. It's it's not a bad thing. It's just called thinking your way around things. I'm not always going to be there to tell you this is what you have to do. So you got to learn to think a little bit objectively. And if you're having an issue with that, I'm here for you guys to be able to ask me about it or to be able to fire ideas by me, because I know that like in an ideal world you'd be able to superset everything everywhere. But I also know that it's not always possible to do so. So that being said, you got to learn to think a little bit objectively. And you can't be scared to throw out a substitution because you don't want to have to wait around the gym for 16 hours till somebody's done, because it's not going to be good. Um, okay, I'm just trying to pull this. I thought I had it, so I apologize. But if I can't find it, I'm just going to wing it. And then I'll dig up the study after. No, I can't find it. So anyway, I will dig it up and I will post it in the Facebook group along with this video. But it was essentially a study that was done on training legs, and the fact that training legs is directly related to brain behavior, and that what they found is that when astronauts were in space and they weren't able to train their legs, that it actually throws off their brain chemistry. So I guess what the whole study was kind of getting at is that training your legs is really, really important for brain chemistry, coordination, and many other things. And what they find is people who tend to train their legs less have don't have the same coordination as people who train their legs. I'm going to dig this up and I will post it along with that. But um, I'm kind of feeling stupid for not having it ready. I did have it ready. I guess I just closed it and then it disappeared in the void. But anyway, train your legs. Don't skip leg day, man. It's one of the most beneficial body parts, and it's kind of funny because as I always say, if it's one of those, if squats are an exercise that you don't enjoy, that means you got to do more of them. And it doesn't mean you have to do more with good weight. It just means that you have to do more squats with lighter weight until you find the proper range of motion and you find the proper movement. And just work at it, right? Training legs are super important. That's your power base. Everything comes from your legs, right? If you're pulling, if you're pushing, if you're whatever you're doing in life, it comes from your legs. So you want to make sure you got a nice strong set of legs. And the only way to do that, unfortunately, is by training them. So keep that in mind. I hope you guys have a good night. I just wanted to touch base with you really quickly. I'm taking off tomorrow to Limon, or not tomorrow, Friday actually, to Limon. So I will be answering your questions from I'm doing your check-ins from the Caribbean side, which is kind of interesting. We can travel, but we can never get away from work, which is a blessing and a curse. But I'll definitely bring you guys along, and I'll show you what we got going on and do some questions and answers. So other than that, guys, I hope you're having a great night. I hope everything's going really well for you. I hope you're enjoying the workouts. And if you have any questions about substitutions, if you have any questions, period, please post them to me, and I promise you I will get back to you. I hope you guys have an awesome night, and I will talk to you soon.